Is your spirit's check engine light on? If so, what are you going to do to fix it? Health is wealth, people. Let's get into today's episode. What's goody in a hoodie? Good morning. What's goody in a hoodie, guys? So today is episode 14. Either it's episode 14 or I'm totally making that up. But yeah, so it was supposed to be Mental Health Monday, right? When is the last time y'all did a mental checkup for yourself? Like, when did you really just sit down and deep dive into your mind and see, like, what was going on with you? If you haven't done that, like, just pause the video. Just take 5 minutes and check on yourself, check on your mental well being. Life can be overbearing, overpowering, like overwhelming. And it can be so much going on that you don't stop. You don't take a break to ignore the noise, right? Like me, for instance, I'm a day late and a dollar short. This video was supposed to be up yesterday, but I had a few things going on with myself that I had to take care of, right? And I did stop. I knew something was going on when it started, right? Because I've dove head first back into my workouts, and Auntie ain't a baby no more. Auntie ain't a spring chicken no more, y'all. I like to think that I could just pick up where I left off immediately. Okay, Auntie not a spring chicken no more. Um, I still tell myself I am, and I'm gonna forever tell myself that I am, and I'm gonna forever act like I am, right? But the reality of it is, if you don't stretch right and you don't take that time, or for all the water that you drink in your mind and you're still not drinking enough water because you got to counteract all that caffeine that you drink, that's me. I'm talking about myself. um you can succumb to injuries during your workout, right? So I had to go see the people that I didn't want to go see. You know, get a little shot because Auntie side decided to cave in. Okay, but yeah, had I taken that pause when I needed to, when I first start feeling that little inkling that something was going on, but I'm like, no, I have a workout regimen, like, because I didn't work out this day, I got to work out this day. And I knew with that last leg raise, y'all, that it was a wrap. And I'm not even going to say that the workout is what caused it, because there are other things that can cause it. But I don't know. I just know that that's where I ended up and where I was in pain for like a consecutive week. Okay, it's leveling out now. Week 2 from when it started, and of course, as soon as I got home, after I got my little medication yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna work out, and my body had to tell me no, right? Because I'm hard headed. Yeah, I'm hard headed. I can say that. My body literally had to tell me no. I laid down for a nap and never woke back up. I'm actually supposed to be getting ready for work right now as we speak. And what had happened was, I probably, because I got home pretty early from work yesterday because I left straight from after picking up, my prescription or whatever. I was still where I work at, right? Like, I was across the street from where I work at. So basically, as long as you're in the city and you clock out from the city, you good, right? but it doesn't take me that long to get home once I'm out of the parking lot from work, if that makes sense. So I don't have to fight traffic to get across the street. I was already across the street. So I clocked out a little earlier than I clocked out on time, but I was already close to home, if that makes sense. I was already out of the city. So I got home pretty fast, right? And my first thought was, ooh, I'm at home like literally right on time. And I'm gonna go work out. That's what I told myself in my brain, right? And so I came in, I tried to down a bottle of water real quick, and I had already taken the medication in the car before I left out of the parking lot. So I'm like, I should be good. So I want to say I went ahead and ate something so I wouldn't be working out on an empty stomach. And that's where I messed up at. That is where I messed up at. Like about 30 minutes after I ate, I was like, well, I still got time. Let me lay down for a quick nap. I probably laid down for a nap probably a little bit after an hour after I got off, right? Had I just came straight in and laid straight down, I would have been fine. But I waited an hour, I did some things, I went ahead and ate, laid down an hour after I made it home. Baby, I ain't wake up for 5 hours later. It was literally like I could have just stayed in the bed. But like for me, I can't I like to not have to take a shower before I go to work in the morning, if that makes sense. Like I like to take a shower at night, so that cuts down on the time that I might be running behind, right? Like if I wake up or I oversleep and I'm running behind, at least I've already taken my shower the night before, right? So I'm like, damn. I woke up, it was almost the next day. So I was like, you know what? All I got time to do is get up and take a shower. Like I can't even work out or eat again. Like not that I wanted to eat again, but like there was literally no room left for error. And I know me. Once I get in the shower, I'm in there for like a little hot minute, right? I'm like, hell, by the time I get out, it's gonna be the next day anyway, child. So I went ahead, got myself together to get in the shower, right? Of course, stayed in the shower too long, and it was the next day. And I know that sounds crazy. It was literally like I got in the shower like 11 ish and got out. It was midnight, right? So I was like, I can't do nothing but get right back in bed and get ready for you know get these little couple of hours and get ready to get up for work, right? But of course, I stayed up a little bit longer, trying to take care of some stuff, and there I was back in that same boat, back in that same rush. Like, did I really skip my workout for nothing? Like it's now the next day. What we gonna do, right? And of course, I'm rambling. Um, there was a catch 22. Not even a catch 22. There was a second topic for this topic, y'all. So after you've checked on your mental health and you've assessed where you are, right? What's next? What's next is, did you do a tune up on your emotions? Because they tie in together, right? And like the whole sole purpose for this video is all that I was going through, right? Over the past week, I feel like I was stressed but didn't know I was stressed because I still felt good. I was still making my little dance videos. Um but I'm quick to anger these days, right? And it could be something simple. It could be as simple as me being in traffic and watching a car make a maneuver that I know is about to cut the rest of the drivers off. And they're not half of the time, they're not paying attention. They're on their phones, they're doing whatever. And they'll cut specifically me and another vehicle off, right? Not paying attention to the 18 wheeler that's also getting over in our lane and about to cause accident. That stressed me out. That stressed me out right before my appointment, which led to me having to take other medications, right? Because my blood pressure was through the roof. It's no talking to the doctor. Once they see that, they're like, okay, the last time you came, your blood pressure was high, right? And although I try to explain to them, well, every time I come here, either I have lack of sleep, which causes my blood pressure to go up, because I really only get 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, right? And I know that's not healthy. No matter what I try to do, wind myself down, my brain activity is crazy, especially if I take a nap first. It's almost impossible for me to go back to sleep. And like I told y'all, I got up, took a shower. That woke me up a little bit, right? But yeah, so the ridiculous driving of other people, like, really pisses me off, y'all. So, I got there. Of course, when I'm in pain, my body's also stressed, which also causes my blood pressure to elevate, right? So there was no coming down. It was only climbing once I got there. And they were like, no, this time we gonna have to put you back on BP meds. We not saying that it's because you're overweight or anything like that. We know you've been working out and you've been doing good, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. But it was a little bit high the last time you came. It's a lot of high today. And the longer you've sat in this chair, the more it's climbed, right? Well, I don't know about y'all, but like, I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, okay? And it's usually just me in my head feeling some type of way about the fact, like, oh, we winded up back here. What we at the doctor for now? And I start jumping to conclusions, y'all. Really. I'm like, ooh, what's going on with my side? I go to already what's worse. That way, when they tell me, oh, it's not that bad, I can come back down, right? But I automatically assume the worst, so whatever they tell me, it's not that bad. Unless they tell me what I'm already thinking, right? I know that's not a good way to be. I know that's not a good way to think, but that's me. Don't judge me, okay? Judge your mama. But yeah, so overall, I did work backwards this time though, because I low key thought I was just dehydrated from the caffeine, and even though I drink water, still the water to caffeine ratio was not there. Okay, I choose caffeine. What they say, I choose violence. Yeah, I choose caffeine. But so, I get there, I'm not dehydrated. I'm not, I give all the specimens they need. I let them do all the checks they need. I even had to do an EKG because they were like in fear for my blood pressure. So I'm thinking, okay, a little EKG, it don't take that long. I think I'll be fine. Y'all, I have a really bad habit. If I get my blood pressure checked, and if I have to do an EKG, because it's not the first time I had to do an EKG before, I can be laying flat. If you put anything on my body or around my body that's not normally there, i.e. a blood pressure cuff or the little tabs for the EKG tabs is going to be cold. I don't like to be cold, so that's going to spike me, right? I'm going to be like, ooh, that's cold. And so the EKG only take 5 minutes. I don't have time to bring myself back down in 5 minutes, right? I'm just laying there like cold and like I'm special, y'all. Even when I'm working out, I have a bad habit of doing this. I automatically hold my breath. Why? I don't know. I've been this way since I was little. Call it a sense of anxiety, call it a sense of panic, call it what you want to call it. At that time, I wasn't checking on my mental health. I was like, ooh, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. Holds breath. Right to the next episode. EKG is done. It's quick. I'm like thinking the results is good. Cause she's like, oh, okay, now you're done. Da, 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 da. Nurse was so um not hyper, but what's a good word? She was really friendly, and she was really like on point. And she's like, okay, you're done. Da, 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 da. And she walks out of the room like, okay, well, I'm good then. Prior to that, she had taken my BP, and I have to explain to them I need a certain size cuff. My arms are really big, right? All the years of working out, when I start working out, all of that turns into meat. So I get them auntie kitchen lady arms, right? So I'm like, okay, y'all got to put an extra large cuff on me. If you don't, my blood pressure is going to read high, which is exactly what happened. When I feel like you're not listening to me, no matter how great of customer service you have, when I feel like you're not listening to me, that adds to my stress. I get upset. I'm like, okay, they're not listening to me. So when they realize my blood pressure is high, my next thought, they're going to put me on blood pressure medication. Like, nobody's listening to me, okay? So they send a young lady back in with a large cuff. That's The regular cuff and a large cuff not gonna do it, ma'am. I need an extra large cuff. So now I'm back upset again. But like, I'm not showing it. I'm not visibly upset. I'm still being nice to them because they're being nice to me. But I'm like, they not listening. As soon as she put that large cuff on my arm, anything that starts constricting me at any point of time, like, it's like if you was in a fight with a boa constrictor. Like, if you don't know how to get out of that fight with that boa constrictor, you gonna panic because you know the next step is they're about to squeeze you to death, right? They about to eat your ass. so so that's how I feel when it comes to, I know I overhype these situations, right? Like, even though, like I was explaining to y'all about the traffic earlier, even though I know I'm not about to have the accident because I drive for myself and others, who's to say that split knee-jerk reaction of the driver in front of me isn't to slam on brakes? Even though I'm not following too closely and I've maintained my distance, it's not to say they won't slam on brakes, then I slam on brakes, then the person behind me hits me, pushes me into them. Like, baby, it's Final Destination over here, right? That was exactly my thought process before I went in. So I already knew everything was going to be elevated. And I know it seems like every time I go, I have an excuse, because that's usually what happens. Either I haven't had enough sleep. People in Georgia cannot drive. Most of them not even from Georgia. I'm not from Georgia, but I took driver's ed when I was younger. I took this defensive driving. I've actually taken an entire driving trainer's course, right? That allows me to, in a sense, know the road. And for me, I'm in my personal car at this point. Like, I wasn't going to take the work truck to go to my doctor's appointment because of how stupid people drive, right? I'm like, I'm in my personal car. I'm going to take this as my lunch break. I'm going to go up there. Hopefully there's no traffic, which it wasn't up until I got on the interstate, right? And then that's when all the shit hit the fan. I'm like, okay, every time I come in here, my blood pressure is elevated because every time I come here, I'm in traffic. Now, the caveat to that is, the only other time my blood pressure is not up is when I allow my coworker to drive, right? And we do take the work truck and I let him drop me off. He goes and do whatever he's going to do, and then he comes to pick me back up. I don't like to keep having to ask people to do stuff for me in that sense, because that's not their job, right? So therefore, I volunteer to drive myself up there, which is, I'm a big girl. I can do that, right? It just depends on whether or not, A, am I going to do this and still get a lunch break? Or B, am I going to do this and I'm not going to be there as long as I think I'm going to be there, and then they dismiss me and then my lunch break is over. So, yeah. But anyway, long story short, if I have a morning appointment, I usually let him drop me off. But if it's like something late in the afternoon, I don't want either one of us to get stuck in traffic. I'd rather just take my car up there. That way, if I get stuck in traffic, if they keep me long enough, by the time I'm done, it's time to go home anyway, right? So that was my initial plan for today, which kind of counteracted, and things went down here from there when the traffic started. But anyway, guys, I'm rambling. That's Today was basically, it was supposed to be Mental Health Monday. Now it's Mental Health Tuesday because it goes up on a Tuesday. But I don't want to be late, so let me get off of here. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check on your friends. Check to see how their mental health is doing, how their mental wealth is. Check on yourself. Check on your family. Even if you feel like it's not your job today, somebody might need to hear from you. How was your day? Are you okay? And that could save the next person. Okay? Until next time, don't judge me, judge your mammy. I know I'm late. Peace.